Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Cuptalk show. My name is Marvin and today I'm being joined by again the beautiful ladies Shan and Patricia. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that most of us have experienced in our academic life, yeah? That's the hostel, yeah? Now, before we actually jump into that, I want to remind you that you can always catch our previous episodes on YouTube at Connect TV Uganda, and on TikTok Connect TV UG, Instagram Connect TV UG, Facebook and guys on Twitter still Connect TV Uganda. Now, hostels. This is something that is really desirable by most of the students, especially when we are just out from our vacation, senior 6 vac, being integrated into the university life. Yeah. Now, most of us, especially maybe those people who are looking at gaining the sense of independency, the freedom that comes with it, just the thought of it, of being away from maybe the supervision that comes with maybe being home, yeah, it's something desirable. But then, before I give my opinion, I'd want to have my colleagues here give us their input about the experiences in hostel. Yeah, so I'll start with the lady on my right, Patricia, and I want us to hear from Patricia what she has to say about her hostel experience, yeah, where she went at the university, and then Shan will also be sharing later on. Just first give us your experience, you personally, yeah, yeah, and this is mostly for the guys in Kataza, guys in Banda, guys in Chikoni. Yeah, big shout outs to you guys. Yeah, so today we are here just to talk about that life in those places, yeah? So for Patricia, I think she went to MOBS, yeah? Big shout outs to guys at Kataza now. Yeah, so I want you to first give us your experience at Kataza.
Hello guys, like you said, I'm Patricia, and well, my experience at campus was quite interesting. Yeah, like you all know, me when I was applying for universities, I have always wanted MOBS for some reason, but everybody used to tell me, as we all know the stereotype, MOBS
exactly
is for spoilt girls, what. And they told me a lot of things. Why don't you go to MOOC? It's literally the same. And I was like, no, I want MOBS, because I had cousins there at MOOC.
Sure.
And I used to go there and it was a crowd. Like it used to have a lot of people over which everything. So I honestly wanted to go to MOBS or UCU, but UCU I feared because of over they go for morning prep what. So I went to MOBS. So anyway, you guys, first of all, I'll start by correcting you. MOBS is not what you think, yeah? Actually, MOBS is very academic oriented. We are always doing tests, very hard tests. You've been to MOBS, right?
Yeah, true. I know what you're talking about.
So you all think we are on a chill, or we are the party girls. What, you guys, being in MOBS?
No, just tell them the fact. When it's partying life, we show up.
Yeah.
Academics, we show up. Yeah?
Yeah,
So that's the thing.
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. Hostel life was really like the best thing because I got to actually meet a lot of people, meet friends, get time to actually do a lot of things, even reading. Yeah, you know, when you're in hostel life, you have more access to discussions at night.
True.
Not like people are coming from home. You get to actually, associate with your friends, make plans. We shall sit here, we shall sit there.
Okay, I like how she's just talking about the merry side of it. But anyway,
I'm coming to the bad side.
I don't know. We have all learned of where she went, Kataza. So let's hear from Shan, and these are people from Chikoni, yeah. Chikoni, yeah. So Shan, yeah.
Not only Chikoni. What if I was in Chikumi?
Okay, just give us your experience at probably whichever hostel you attended to in Makerere.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, I'm Shan, and I'm so humbled to be part of this show.
Yeah.
Now, my experience at campus, I got a chance. I joined with my friends, the ones I was with in school.
Okay.
So we got hostel and we used to stay together. So it wasn't very hard for me. We enjoyed, you'd be like, hey, bring this, I bring this. we're like
Yeah.
family. And the good or bad thing is we went to a single hostel, like only girls. It was a girls' hostel. So
Okay, is that not changing? Is not changing?
I didn't need to know the hostel. It can
Okay.
be Juliana, it can be any other hostel because they're all girls' hostels.
Yeah.
But we preferred that because we thought we would be kind of private, like, because there were some hostels that had bathrooms out. So you'd be like, what if I'm from showering and then I meet a guy who's from showering? What if I fall down and then my towel? So we opted for that because we thought we would be okay. Move freely over your naked, over your house. You know, and after all, they're all girls. Whatever they see, they all have. So
They all have, she says. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Then hostel actually nowadays goes back to actually gays who are in secondary level, because we've all come to realize that schools like Marcos, schools like Mango, schools like Chambal College, schools like Lubiri, those guys have hostels, yeah? So there's some kids who actually get exposed to this kind of hostel life just early enough, probably in their HSC whatsoever. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have those people to represent those, to have their views on this show. And the guys from UCU, we're so unfortunate, we don't have you guys. And the guys from Banda, Chambogo University, unfortunate that we don't have you guys. But anyway, yeah, the question that I have for these ladies, it's what do you think is the ultimate reason for joining hostel? Both on your side, and what do you think was in your parents' mind or your guardian's mind when they are recruiting you or enrolling you into the hostel? What do you think was the ultimate reason? Is it academics? Is it cost of living? What was it exactly?
Well, for me, I think because right from the start, my dad didn't want me to go to hostel. He had literally said no, you're commuting.
Sure.
And because I had this bandwagon from friends, you know the plans you make, we shall be going here, I refused. My dad, you know how parents are when they don't want to say no, they start to toss you around. So my dad used to tell me we shall talk about it. So one day I saw it was 2 weeks to university starting, and I woke up at 6. I waited for him. I told him, Dad, we are starting. You told me we shall talk about it. I need to get a hostel. Now he knew I was serious. So we got a hostel. So I actually don't know, because I knew from the start he didn't want, so I'm not sure. But for me, I gave my reasons where commuting is risky for me. I could get raped. Yes, I could,
Okay.
Yeah, it was not safe for me. Discussions. So for me, I on my parents' side, I'm not so sure. But for me, I feel like hostel life is really good for education, education-wise, for discussions. You're not, you don't have.
I want you to look into that camera and convince our viewers that actually joining hostel was purposely for what?
But you heard when I started.
Academic stand.
How I started, said I had plans with my friends.
Okay.
But I also realized that it's good academic-wise. We used to have tests at 7 or 8. Imagine when you're coming from home. It's kind of inconveniencing. You don't know whether you'll find a taxi or not. In the morning.
Okay, now you're talking about something that you realized later on after joining.
Yes.
Now, I want you to just give us your reason that you had in mind before experiencing the test and everything.
Truth is, I didn't want to, come from home because of the tension from parents, because I have strict parents. I don't have parents who could understand that. Can I sleep at my friend's hostel because the paper is at 7, so I can't come from home? They cannot allow that. So because of all that tension from parents being strict and all that, I knew I would find it hard at campus, so I opted for hostel life.
Okay, now that's it from Patricia. And now let's turn the attention to Shan. Okay, Shan, so your take. What was your sole purpose of considering hostel? You as Shan, and probably if you have the view of your mother or father in this, you can still share it with our viewers.
Okay, I think from my parents' side, until now, I don't think my dad ever wants me to be somewhere not home. He calls me all the time. He can take 2 days without calling me. So we had a fight. Okay, we didn't have a fight. We sat down, me and my dad. He wanted me to be with my sister. My sister says St. Emma Road, it's just not so far from Macquarie University.
Yeah, true.
So, but I told my dad, okay, because I wanted to be in hostel. I don't know why, but I wanted.
You know why.
I have the reasons.
You know why, and that's
My
what you
dad,
want.
I had to, because I applied for evening class, so I told my dad we study up to midnight.
So it was intentional from the word go.
Yeah, I knew I can't be home. I can't come from home. So I told my dad, it's not safe for me. So my dad told me, you can get safe body. I'm like, even these guys are also like thugs. They'll beat me up and take everything of mine. So my dad had no option apart from telling me to go and look for a hostel. So we went, moved around Chikoni.
They cut dust on those streets.
I know. So I got hostel. Yeah, me and my friends, of course. Same.
Send some shout outs to your friends. The guys you walked with that day.
Yeah, I was.
If you remember them.
It's been Sheila from that what go like applying for.
Alright, Sheila, much
did
love from the
my
Cuptalk show.
She's been my G from school till now. So we looked for a hostel and yeah, we were there. Me, I wanted to be in hostel because I wanted to have some time, be independent. Because my mom is double trouble. So I wouldn't be there explaining myself each and every time. I tell you know what, I tell Manya this, because you can't be on time all the time. Like today I'm going to tell you we studied up to, even if there is no class, because sometimes you have no class, but you can't tell them there is no class.
Yes, you go.
So I used to tell my dad we start from 7 and end at midnight. So how am I going to come?
And at midnight.
Yeah, that's what I told my dad.
I hope that the vice chancellor is watching this.
No, okay, classes end at 9, but that's what I had to tell my parents because I didn't want to.
And they will buy that.
Of course, and then did they go to Macquarie University? Do they even know the syllabus you guys used to use?
The routine.
So we don't know. They don't know how things happen that side. I don't even if they. I don't know how they took their studies by that time of school. So our regime was different.
All right, so that's it from
Yeah.
Shan. For her, I think it had everything to do with the influence. You know, it
Even
was really
school.
bandwagon related. Like your colleagues.
Even like studying. You know, you can be when you like staying with your friends in the same hostel. You can't tell me you're going to wake up and read at like maybe late in the night and don't wake me up. You can wake me up. I decide whether I can wake up or not. But you can't tell me you can wake up and read. We have papers and don't wake me up. Who's going to wake me up at night
I know.
when I'm home?
No
one.
one.
Everyone is going to be minding their business. You're going to be in your room dying. So you wake up like all panicking. You have a paper at 8. You come from far. What if it rains? At least hostels, we have shuttles. You're going to sit in the shuttle. It takes you up to where you're going to have your paper from. So
Right.
Okay,
all
now
the reasons
Shan
to stay
Shan
hostel.
really had to convince that dad.
Yeah.
Whichever way. Did you just hear her?
I had all
If
the
she explained
reasons.
like that, the old man had to touch
Give me the money.
the wallet
And I had to.
and render in the money for that.
Yeah.
For that hostel. Yeah. Now, me, my hostel life, I think, began at an early age because during my A-level, I was actually in hostel. Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I'll just be honest about this. You know, when you get exposed or you get to test that life, or you share a story with somebody who's in hostel. Yeah. So me, I just had a friend who was in hostel, and I feel like, okay, I really need this. Like, I feel like I just need to at least have a taste of this kind of, life these guys are having. It didn't really have much pressure that will come with the morning preps, evening preps, the meals and stuff. Okay, I just feel like, okay, I just need to test this. So I won't be here and face this camera and convince guys or lie to these guys that I was really thoughtful about the academics or whatever. So mine had everything to do with my friends and the freedom that I thought came with being in hostel. So period. Now, since that we all experienced the hostel life, I want you to digest the advantages, those beautiful things that you think really came with the experience that you had at hostel. Those things that you feel like if it wasn't for hostel, maybe I wouldn't have had this thing added onto my personality or you as a character. Like, talk about the character building that hostel had onto Patricia. Like, how just the good things that you think you managed to rip off the experience in hostel.
Well, hostel life really taught me how to, be independent. Like, you learn how to live alone. You learn how to manage money, because for me, they used to give me weekly upkeep. So you know how to handle it, not like at home where everything is just there. If I have 100K or 50 or 30, how am I going to handle it through? Yeah, like, the main thing about hostel life is it taught me how to, be independent, control myself. You have a paper tomorrow. Obviously, you go to the bar, no one will stop you. But this is the right thing to do. You have to go through your life. Why are you laughing? Meaning you went out the next day and you had the paper, right?
Now, there are some guys who literally just show up for the paper with a hangover.
Actually, I also had such experience. I went to the bar when I have a paper at 8. And we were all taking rock boom in the morning. All dozing.
No, I didn't take that risk.
I hope the old man didn't just...
My dad doesn't understand English.
You gave him...
He does, but still.
Anyway, fortunately for you, you knew how you could handle yourself. For some guys, would show up for papers
like
or tests with a hangover.
Blunt.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, like my discussion group mates were these bright kids. You know how they know? When they know for you we are partying as they are reading, they will not help you.
Really?
Yes, they'll be for you are there happening, for us we are reading. I tell you're coming, but you want answers. Anyway, so I would be with them, do final touches. So that very early in the morning we all go together because we are all together the previous day. Not this shit of your friends they are reading or Joe where have you been?
You show up last minute just to contribute on the formation, the chain of success. Yeah.
And to imagine the paper is in the morning and the previous evening you are not with them. You will not even know where they are going to sit. So anyway, yes, you will not know. So yeah, basically for me it was I think if I talked about maybe happening, I'm not really a very outgoing person, so the going out bit, ish. Okay. Yeah, I know for you used to go out every day.
That's not the case. It's not. Yeah, all right. Let me turn to Shan.
Yeah.
What do you think are those good things that you picked out from your hostel experience? 3 years in Chikoni, or Chikumi whatsoever. There are those things that you know that were really, of an advantage to you just because you're in Chikoni or Chikumi.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I was in Chikoni. Okay, don't add Chikumi. I was in Chikoni. So the good things are okay. I learned how to live on my own, like without bothering anyone. Okay, the good thing is I would see my dad. He's even to come at hostel to make sure he knows where I sleep. So he knows where you're safe or not safe. He has to come and reach the hostel, the room where you're sleeping, and the people you're staying with. So, but I learned how to deal with people that I don't know, because there's a time when my friends had to leave hostel and I had to get another roommate. They told me late when the hostel they got was already full, so I had no option. So I got someone I don't know, like getting used to them. It being that I grew up with boys, I didn't know how to deal with a girl drama. Girls are very dramatic. You get to wake up one time and tell you have my boyfriend is coming at hostel. You have nothing to do apart from saying where you are.
Yeah.
So
even boys used to do that.
Sure.
Why is there bro codes there? Like, but you remember how no one else in hostel, your friends are staying maybe far away. This guy, this person is just communicating when you're almost coming home. Like, it's late in the night. That means you just have to get where you're going to sleep. So I learned how to deal with such people. I learned how to
Yeah, something has
Face
crossed her
certain
mind,
problems,
and she has just decided not to share with it. Shares with
It's a
it.
lot.
So,
Like campus has a lot of.
Something
You learn so many things.
Yeah.
Me, remember you've been staying with your parents. They have to provide everything for you. You get. So you're here. You have to take care of yourself. Maybe your dad is going to. You're not going to wake up and tell your dad, you know what? I want money for plaiting my hair. So you have to use the little money they give you to sort everything that you want to sort. You get. So there were very many temptations. You have girls who have boyfriends, who have money. People pack, they do shopping for them. You're there with your high school boyfriend. You're all campuses.
No shopping.
No shopping, no nothing. So you'd be like, what happened? What is not happening to me? What is happening to the other girls? So you've been there, like it's a lot, but you'd be like, that is their time. My time is also coming. You console
The
yourself
optimism,
inside. Yeah. So you'd be like, okay. For the side of going out, I don't think I ever went back to hostel, and I would go with my friends. We'd go out. I had friends who used to stay in halls. So halls, they close at midnight, but we would jump over because Chikoni was not safe. So you enter hall, sleep till next morning. So no, it wasn't on a
but
daily.
Chikoni wasn't
It
that terrible. The only challenging part about Chikoni
Do
Hostels,
you know where my hostel is?
you refuse to share with us the
My
name of the
hostel is
hostel.
Chikoni.
Yeah, just
Olympia
share the
Hostel.
name and maybe we can give.
No, I said they even changed it. They're now apartments, so I can't say it's not there. So you're going to look for it and you're going to get it. They're now apartments. So, but yeah, hostel. Okay, I can't say I got so many problems from there, but as just we learn from everything. Whether you learn the better way or the good way you learn.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot at hostel.
Okay, and I believe these guys have left out the greatest experiences that
Like
you
what?
probably had in their hostels, and
Like
they've just decided
what?
not to share. But on my end, I think the greatest takeaway from hostel experience is the integration into the real world, the community that you live in. Now, remember, as a child, you grew up in probably the custody of your parents. The only time you get to be away from them is when you're in school, and that's still boarding, most especially, yeah? So you're still under the watch of your parents, and then the administration of the school, yeah? So they probably coordinate just to keep you there. So the eyes are on you. And when you join hostel, it's like you're out of your parents' wings. And then there is no way a parent can really try to impose the same regulations that they had on you in school and probably at home when you're at hostel. Yeah, I don't think there is any hostel at university that is really that strict on really looking out for that one particular person, unless your parent is really going to, of course, put in some cash, maybe to one or two administrators there to keep an eye on you, which is actually rare. Yeah. Now, for me, I think when you join hostel and you're just out of high school, yeah, you get to learn how to coordinate with now the people that you've met from different walks of life. Because we have guys coming from Imbara joining university, guys coming from Arua, Jinja, what, and then the world just brings you all together in just one place, yeah. And then they just tell you so and so is going to be what, your roommate. Now, let's face the fact that you can never have enough cash or food when you're at campus. Yeah. So the best way you can really survive out there, because it looks like when you're out there, it's dog eat dog. Like you just need to learn how to survive. So your survival instincts have to be like, you know. So you learn how to probably coordinate with your colleague or roommate. Like, hey, I'm going to maybe buy gas, and you can buy this. Yeah.
Oh, boys.
Exactly. Sometimes.
No.
Hey, no girls.
Okay.
Okay.
Never works.
It never works like that. Okay, for boys, it would work like that, I think. Yeah, like then you realize, like, hey, you realize our room is really boring. Yeah, we need like screen. So one brings a screen, the other brings what? A PS. You understand? Okay. A PS or a decoder is just you know. So it brings you that other kind of exposure that you probably never had back then. Yeah. So for me, I feel like hostel, the only thing that I would really say I appreciate a lot from it is that integration into the community, because that's the first time you get to now learn how to survive in the outside world without a hand or of your parent or guardian or any administrator keeping an eye on you. Yeah. So for me, that was the greatest takeaway in that experience. Now, I want us to weigh out on the disadvantages, and I want you guys to be frank, like just be frank. Yeah, most of you guys received your you know what, during that hostel time. Yeah. So
Received
you know what,
You say it.
for the
Just
benefits
say
of other viewers there, I'll just have that at heart. Just let me not mention that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So I want you guys to be honest. What are those, the downside of the hostel experience? Yeah, and I'll start with Patricia.
Anyway, for me, I feel like that every day I think to myself, sometimes I feel like I wish I commuted, because I remember how like sometimes I would, I always told myself I wish I attended class every day. I wish, but you know these things after the impact, yeah. But sometimes I used to spend like a whole week without attending class. Yeah, you're sleeping because no one has to tell you go to class. You know how you wake up some days you're really having a bad cramp and you're like, to hell. You just go back to sleep. You ask all your friends, did you go to class? What happened? Did they say we have a test over what? Yeah.
True.
And then even though you attend discussion, sometimes you need to be in class and get the gist, because you know how mobs work.
Yeah.
But under notes, but sometimes you find notes are old.
Yeah, some notes from 2011,
Yes.
2012.
So you've not been attending class, you don't have notes. Now it's time to hustle. So sometimes I feel like maybe if I was coming from home, I wouldn't have an option. Maybe you want to go and chill from a friend's place in Italy, so you have no option apart from going to class. So also that academic-wise, also this freedom of like you can go out all the time, unless you're really mature. Anyway, there is even no maturity for that. I mean, that's the age.
I know.
You're so young, you're so youthful, you really want to go out there and party. There is nothing like Mbumi, I'm mature, I'll only not go outward. So basically the freedom, I wish there was a way that whether there was a controller, I don't know. But it can't happen. You want to explore everything, mostly when you're in year one. Let me remember when I was in year one, oh my god, I joined with this hype.
Just be so naive.
Yeah. You want to try out everything. There is this party, you want to go whether you have money or not.
Yeah, you frequent cinemas.
I know you. I scream. It's just a very for me. I feel like the only bad side about hostel is that it's like you're in your own house. Okay, that's what I can say. So the freedom you have. Sometimes you make wrong choices, but anyway, it's because you're young. Yeah.
And then I just want you to just in context, just one bad decision that or choice that you took as Patricia when you're at hostel, and until now you feel like okay, here I really messed up, and maybe if I wasn't at hostel I would have done better.
What can I say? Honestly, I can't say going out. I used to go out, but I don't think I messed up there, because I'm not someone who would choose an outing over something very crucial. But I would say I used to stay hostel intentionally and chop class. Like, what? Yeah, I remember in my year one, like all my friends were like had very good grades, and me, I was.
So is it fair to say that Patricia would have brought home a first class in case she was commuting?
I think. Okay, not
fair
first
to say.
class, because mobs.
No, but mobs, you do record first classes, so.
Yeah, but it's very hard. Like, you really need to be this very sharp kid. Anyway, I think I would have better grades. I don't know whether it's.
So you attribute your grades, which I think they're actually still good, but you could have done better in case you are commuting.
Yes.
Okay, that's it from Patricia, and then let's say it from Shan. So Shan, for you, what do you think are those really the downsides of hostel that maybe if I wasn't at hostel, this wouldn't have turned out like this. Yeah? And be honest.
Yeah,
Be honest.
Okay. What can I say now? Because okay, if I wasn't at hostel, I think I would be a very good girl.
Right.
Are you a bad girl now?
I think I'm a bad girl because okay, not this bad girl who does,
Yeah.
but
Funny thing.
this bad girl who is
Bad girl like... Bad girl
Silent-
is that
silent
aggressive
bad
bad girl like...
a bad girl like
Morally or...
I had
Morally
strict
or hard
mother.
girl?
Don't ask me. Don't go deep. I said bad girl.
Personal.
No, I want the details.
Please leave that. Okay, my mom is some strict, like a human being. Actually, even when I was home, if he sees any guy coming close to our house,
Oh.
she would beat you and the boy and tells you, "Mwagala kukono na wana wape."
Oh. Okay.
So I think if I was home, I wouldn't date
Thank you.
until I get done with campus.
Okay, so for Shan, she says should have been maybe a good girl. Yeah.
Right,
But then
yeah.
hostel had a good girl gone bad. Yeah, because the
Not
mom was
so
away.
bad. No, okay,
Yeah.
even friends. You would hear them say this, they and say that, and be like, why not me? So some girl would come and say, me, I'm starving. You don't know.
All right.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah, all right. And now, for me, I think the only downside I would say is there's that exposure that comes with the freedom. Yeah?
Yeah.
You abuse the freedom that comes with
Yeah.
the hostel life. The independent, maybe for some people they say it's a self-reliance. Yeah? But then as you're trying to build on your character, maybe to be self-reliant and such, there are things that you really do, and at the back of your mind you're like, okay, now I overstepped, like I shouldn't be doing this at this
I
time, you
know.
understand? And then let's not hide away from the fact that for some people they started getting sexually active when they are
Hostel.
at hostel universities. Yeah.
I'm a victim.
Yeah.
I can't deny.
Yeah, not a victim. You're an example.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did.
So for most of the guys,
not all
hostel
of them.
really exposes us to the sexual activities, and more so when we don't really have adequate knowledge about protection and all those stuff. So most of the guys, you hear stories of abortion, testing HIV positive, all that when gays have reached hostels. Yeah, and for me, I feel like that's mostly the downside of hostel. Yeah. Anyway, that has been our topic today, and in case you feel like you need to add your voice onto this, just go right on YouTube, comment section. Just give us your view on what do you think is the ultimate reason for one to really go into hostel, and what do you think are the advantages and the disadvantages of being in hostel. Just go right on our YouTube comment section, give us your view. Don't forget to hit the notification button, subscribe. And then for the guys on Facebook and Twitter, the username is ConnectiviUG, and then for the guys on YouTube, Connectivi Uganda, and then yeah, that's it. Unless my guys, my colleagues here have parting remarks for the guys who maybe for the viewers, maybe you can just give them just one tip for in case somebody's going in for hostel, guys who are in VAC, just one tip for them, just a tip for hostel life. Let's start with Patricia, I guess.
Well, what I can say is make sure you're doing the right thing, like when you're supposed to do it. If it's time for class, go. Class is half day. That's for mobs. I don't know about others. After that, go and do your own thing so that you don't be in a mix of this and that. So just do the right thing at the right time. That's it.
All right, thank you, Patricia. Then Shan, just a parting remark, just one tip about hostel life.
Okay, me, I think everyone should try to go in hostel and experiences, like you experience. You get to know what happens in hostel. Like maybe I had a different experience. You could also have a different one. So me, I say you could be in hostel, be yourself. Don't just trust everyone because guys are very fun in hostel. Just be yourself.
I know, right?
And
Guys?
okay, people
Oh,
are very,
thank you.
are very funny. So
Yeah.
be yourself. Don't just go in for everything that comes your way. Just be like, have some pride. Be like, I won't go for such things. Because sometimes you go far and you get issues and be like, I wish I stayed. You don't even enjoy. So
I know,
just
right?
enjoy where you feel like you should enjoy. And just like Patricia said, you go for class because as who studied evening, you have 2 lectures for 4 hours from 5 to 9. Just study for yourself and for your parents so that they don't start telling you that you're MIA, you didn't go to school, you ate tuition, such things. They don't understand. Sometimes you fail papers and you don't graduate. They just think you didn't study, you've been eating the money. So just for the sake of your future and your parents, you go to class, get better grades and see what happens after. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching.
All right. And now, for me, I think first and foremost, priorities. Yeah. Your academics first, and then the hostel life comes next. Then make sure, bro, you have a good bed. Sometimes you find these hostels providing these beds, yeah. But if you can't, bro, just go down somewhere furniture shop, get for something 4x6, yeah.
For
Friend.
what? For what
They
you want
provide
to
beds
study?
at
For what?
hostel. They
For
Just
provide
get a
beds.
good bed. Just sleep. What are beds for?
Don't they provide beds at hostel?
What a
But I
bed? No, come on, guys, be honest. Sometimes you enter these hostels
Say the
and
right
they have.
thing.
I know.
Say the right
I just say to sleep.
Can't you sleep
I don't
on
think
the
Joseph, Jesus, his father was, making those beds for other purposes.
Wow, for sleepovers.
I know, you know.
They know better. Me, I said to sleep.
Sleep comfortably on the small beds they give you at home.
Yeah, but anyway, fact is, just get a good bed, nice beddings. Yeah. All right. That has been it for today's episode, and thank you so much for being a part of this Cuptalk show. And until next time, ciao.
See ya.